Hey everyone, so the Sephora VIB sale is right around the corner. It actually starts in October this year. I think the majority of the sale happens like the first 2 weeks of November, but I was surprised to see that October start date. So I wanted to share my current Sephora wish list with you and talk about some of the products I'm thinking about buying during the upcoming sale. I don't plan on buying everything in this video, not even like half the products. This is just basically a look at my current Sephora loves list. I don't need to do a lot of shopping because I have been buying products over the last few months, but it is nice to be able to get a discount on these like Sephora exclusive brands, although sometimes during this time of the year, the brands actually have really good deals happening on their sites that are even better than the Sephora VIB sale. So it's always worth it taking a look because sometimes they run like 30% off friends and family sales. But there are some things that I'm considering, so I wanted to just kind of sit down, hang out with you guys, and chat about the products. I will film some recommendations videos, including one on products under $20. I've done a couple of those if you want to check them out, but I have a part 3 coming soon. So anyway, let's jump into it. Let's talk about some eyeshadow palettes first. So there are only 2 different eyeshadow palettes I'm thinking about buying. I'm pretty sure I am going to grab this one during the sale just because when I initially saw the photos, I just knew that I wanted to try it, but it wasn't something that I felt like I had to have right away. So I figured I would wait until I could get a little bit of a discount on it. It is the Huda Beauty Empowered Eyeshadow Palette. I think this palette is so stunning. I wouldn't say that I collect her eyeshadow palettes in this format, but typically I am really drawn to them. I love the color stories. I love the formulas. I think she does a really good job with the textures in these palettes. So not only do you get like really smooth, blendable, buildable matte shadows, you also get really vibrant, intense shimmers and metallics. I love Naughty Nude. I also love Mercury Retrograde. I'm not sure which one of her palettes is my favorite because I go back and forth between the two, but I do wear both of them quite a bit. And I just love this empowered eyeshadow palette. I said in a recent video, like sometimes when you see a palette, you just know you're going to love it. And that happened to me twice this year with the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2. And I ended up using that one a ton. I still reach for it all the time. I have to consciously put it away and use other palettes in my collection. And then it also happened with the Tarte Maneater After Dark palette, which again, I love that. It's been such a fall staple. So I feel that way about this palette as well. There are pictures of the swatches, and that is definitely what solidified my decision, especially that first set of swatches. I just think they're so stunning. I love that top row in the palette with like the golds and the berries, and I cannot wait to wear it. So I do think I'll end up grabbing this one. I'm also thinking about one of the Natasha Denona mini palettes. Over the last few sales, I've added one of the mini palettes to my cart, and I think at this point I have 3. I have Mini Retro, which I love. I think that color story is gorgeous. I have Mini Nude, which is actually what's on my eyes today. Oh, I have 4 because I purchased Mini Bronze and Mini Biba fairly recently. And I love the 5-pan palettes. I feel like I can get so much use out of them. They're so convenient for traveling because if I go out of town, I just throw 1 or 2 of them in my makeup bag and that's it, and I'm good to go. So this one's actually been on my list for a while. It's at the very bottom of my loves list because that's not like the first product I ever saved, but everything else has either been removed or I've purchased it. So I've wanted this one for a while. The reason I haven't picked it up is because I don't always wear cooler tones. I'll wear them a ton during the winter though. So I might end up grabbing that one, maybe not. Instead of buying that one, I might just pull out my Natasha Denona Glam palette and focus on using that for a month or 2 because I do feel like the shades in the Mini Glam are very similar to the shades in the Midi Glam. If you guys have both of them, what do you think? Are the shades different enough that you feel like you could use both palettes, or do you feel like they're kind of repetitive? Sometimes with her mini palettes, the shades are completely different than the larger version, and sometimes they're so close. So I can't really tell based on the photos online. But again, it is nice to have the smaller versions because I don't typically travel with my mid-sized Natasha Denona palettes just because I'm always nervous the shadows are going to shatter. Okay, a few products from Rare Beauty. So I knew that I wanted one of their liquid blushes. I just kind of had that in mind for whenever the next VIB sale rolled around. But since it is the holiday season, or the holiday season is right around the corner, they did launch their holiday blush kit, and I think I will grab this as long as it's not sold out. It's the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush 3-piece set. So it's $30 but $40 in value. You actually get 1 full-size blush and then 2 minis. I believe this set sold out last year, so I hope it doesn't sell out before the actual sale. But I think this is a really nice option if you like the Rare Beauty blushes or you're a fan of mini options. I wish they had like all of their Rare Beauty blushes in minis. The full-size blush actually isn't, you know, unreasonably expensive because the quality is so nice. How much is it? I think it's $20. Yeah, the full-size blush is $20, and you get a lot of product in there because the smallest amount goes such a long way. But I like the idea of having 3 different color options rather than purchasing just 1 or 2 full-sized options. So I do plan on picking this up. I think the colors are really pretty. There are some, or like 1 that I would wear on an everyday basis, 2 that are maybe a little bit more outside of my comfort zone. So again, it's nice to have the option to get a mini rather than buying a full-sized one. I'm also planning on picking up one of these products from Rare Beauty. These are the Stay Vulnerable Glossy Lip Balms. I love this formula so much. I got the shade Nearly Neutral a few months ago, and I wear it all the time. It is such a staple. In fact, it's one of those products that I can't ever find. You know how when you have your staple lip products, I don't know if it's just me. I feel like it can't be. It's kind of hard to find them because it's the product that you'll bring with you in the car. It's the product you'll throw in your purse, your pocket, and you'll also have wherever you do your makeup, whether that's like a makeup bag or your bathroom or your vanity. It is the type of product that I want to bring with me all the time. So it's also the type of product that I can't find because I always misplace it. To me, that signifies like a true staple lip product in my collection. So I don't know if I already said this. I have the shade Nearly Neutral, and for me, it's like the perfect everyday shade. So I do want to grab one more, and these are all very different. I was thinking about Nearly Apricot, which is described as a soft coral. That might be more of like an ideal spring-summer shade for me. So instead, I might go with Nearly Mauve, which is a little bit deeper than Nearly Neutral, or Nearly Berry, which is definitely more of a dramatic color, but something I feel like could be so fun for the fall and winter. I really miss wearing dramatic lip colors, but these days I'm not typically a fan of like throwing on a dramatic lipstick or even like an intensely pigmented lip gloss. I usually go for something a little bit softer day to day. So I do think this formula could be really nice in the shade Nearly Berry, just to add like a slightly dramatic lip color and more of a wearable everyday formula. So I'm not sure which one I'll go with, but I probably will end up grabbing one of those. I'm also thinking about grabbing another shade of the Patrick Ta lip gloss. This is the Major Volume Plumping Gloss. So I have 2 shades. I'm wearing this one today. This one is Superficial. It's a very light sheer nude. In fact, the entire line is really, really sheer because I also have the deepest shade, which is called Full Syringe. That one is the most gorgeous, like juicy, sheer cherry red. It looks so good on bare lips, but it also looks really nice over like a nude lip liner as well. There's one more shade from the line that I really want. It's called 2CCs, which is a really beautiful light pink. Normally, I'm not the biggest fan of pink lip gloss, but I'm telling you, these look so good on bare lips and on top of lip liner or lipstick as well. I do have a lipstick on underneath this, but what was I going to say? Oh, there's a video on Sephora's website. I think it's Sephora's website or Patrick Ta's Instagram of them actually swatching this lip gloss formula in all the different shades on models with different skin tones. So you can see what it would look like. That's definitely what convinced me to buy this product because it just looks so good in real life. It looks so juicy, incredibly glossy. I like the way it feels, and I think I've mentioned this in a previous video, but these actually have like a cinnamon scent, which I think is really fun for the fall and the winter. So I'm thinking about grabbing that one as well, but there are a lot of lip products on my loves list, so I'm not sure which ones to go with. I don't need all of them, so I need to narrow it down. Another one of my favorite lip products is the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serums. So I do typically grab these during the VIB sales. I have 3 at this point, and I wear them so much. I feel like I have a good variation within the shades I own. But this past summer, every Monday, Makeup by Mario launched a new Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum. They were all the new cream finish, and I decided to wait until they were all launched and available at Sephora before deciding whether or not to grab one. Honestly, they're all really, really pretty, but I narrowed it down to 2 shades, so I'm not sure which one I want more. If I do end up buying one, I'll go with one of these. Nude Glow is a light beige. This is just like a really pretty color that I think would look nice on its own, like over a lip liner or over a deeper lipstick, just to add a really pretty glow. And then the shade Honey Glow is a sheer brown. It's a little bit darker, and I feel like, again, this would be so perfect on its own, especially during the fall season. So those are the 2 that I'm kind of thinking about, but there are some other really pretty colors too. We'll come back to lip products because there are a few more too, but let me switch gears and talk about some complexion products. So I am thinking about picking this up. I love this product. It's the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Setting and Refreshing Spray. So this would technically be a repurchase, but the one that I have now is actually a mini, and the mini has lasted me such a long time. I started using it back in the summer, and I still have a good amount left. So if I find that I'm nearing the end of that by the time the sale rolls around, I probably will pick up the full-size version. I love using this product as a priming spray. I know they say you can use it as a setting spray or to refresh your makeup throughout the day, but I am telling you, it is the perfect way to kick off your makeup routine. It's so incredibly hydrating and, like it claims to be, very, very refreshing. I find that it definitely does extend the wear of my makeup. Sometimes I'll use it in place of a primer. Sometimes I'll use it alongside of a primer. It just kind of depends on what I'm going for that day. But during the summertime, when I just wasn't wanting to take the time to do like a full routine, or I didn't want to layer a lot of products on my skin if it was really hot outside, I would just use that as my base before going in with concealer or foundation, and it definitely kept my makeup in place a little bit longer. So I love that product. I think I like it better than the actual Makeup Milk or the actual Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, which feels a little bit thicker because this is basically like a liquid spray version of it. And it's not quite as intense, but it still helps. I'm also thinking about trying this product from Milk Makeup because I have heard so many good things about it. It is the Future Fluid All Over Medium Coverage Hydrating Concealer. It just sounds really nice, and I feel like I've only seen positive reviews on it so far. I have tried a good amount of concealer this year, and I've discovered a lot of formulas that I really love. So that one isn't necessarily as high on my wish list just because I do have a lot of concealer I enjoy using. But I feel like I've heard so many good things about it, so I did add it to my loves list to try at some point. I am interested in trying the new Haus Labs foundation. I figured I would just wait at this point. I was going to grab it because it's really hyped up. I feel like a lot of people love it, even people who have dry skin and oily skin. Like across the board, I think it's getting pretty good reviews. The only thing is, I feel like some people are saying it's hard to find your shade match. I was reading through the comments on one of my recent videos where I mentioned it, and some of you guys told me it's actually the opposite of what you think. So if you have like a warm undertone, instead of buying a warm foundation, you're supposed to choose the opposite. That's the way they designed it, and go with a cool undertone. So I need to go on the Haus Labs website and try to find my shade match because some of you guys said that's a little more helpful. But I do want to give that one a try just because I've heard really good things about it. I hesitate because whenever I buy a high-end foundation, I feel like it just doesn't work for me. All of my favorite foundations are from drugstore and affordable brands like Catrice, Flower Beauty, Makeup Revolution. I really love that one, even e.l.f. But usually when I spend the money on a high-end foundation, it just doesn't end up working as well for me, which I feel like is totally fine because foundation is something I use up consistently. So I'd rather go with a more affordable option anyway, but I am curious to try that one. I was thinking about trying this product until I read some of the comments on one of my recent videos, and now I'm just not sure. It's the Patrick Ta Major Headlines Blush and Highlighter Palette Volume 2. So last year, Patrick Ta released the most gorgeous blush palette, and at that time I thought it was a little bit too vibrant for me for what I would typically wear. This past year, I've really gotten into blush, and I don't even think that I had tried the Patrick Ta duos at that point. I think I picked up my first Patrick Ta duo during the Sephora VIB Spring Sale. I got She's So LA. I'm actually wearing that one today. It is so gorgeous. It's absolutely worth every single penny in my opinion. I love the powder. I love the cream. I love them layered together. It really is so effortless to use and it just looks really good on the skin. So I honestly feel like I could get rid of my entire blush collection and just be happy with that formula. That might be a little bit of a stretch because I do love blush. I've discovered a lot of formulas I love this year, but that one is probably like my current favorite formula of all time. So that being said, when I saw this palette, I wanted to grab it right away, but as I looked a little bit more closely at it, I just wasn't sure that these are shades that I would get a ton of use out of, and I do think the price point is fair. I mean, it's $58 for 6 products. But when I read the comments on my recent video, a lot of you guys said that this formula is not the same as his existing line. I'm not sure exactly how it differs. Some people said it's not as long lasting, not as blendable. So I feel like I got some mixed feedback. And then a lot of you guys said this one's actually very, very shimmery. I don't mind shimmer in my cheek products. In fact, I do kind of like it. But if the formula is not the same, I don't know that I want to spend $58 on it. If it was the same, I think that's actually a really good deal for 6 products. But again, because I was kind of on the fence about the shades in it anyway, and you know, I wasn't as excited about the highlighter duo, I just don't think I need it. So that was something that was on my wish list that I kind of took off. But I might end up grabbing another duo. I'm not sure because I feel like the 2 that I have are the 2 that I really wanted. I have She's So LA, and then I have another one. Let me just check. I also have She's Blushing, which is kind of more of like a red tone neutral. It's really, really pretty. So between those 2, I feel like you know, I'm kind of set. I was thinking about grabbing She's a Doll, which is like the bright pink duo. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it's so pretty, and I've been wanting like a bright baby doll pink blush for a little while. So that one might go on my loves list. I don't know. I might just end up skipping the Patrick Ta duos for this sale. I recently tried one of the Merit cream blushes. These are their Flush Balm cream blushes, and I have the shade Cheeky, which is such a gorgeous color for fall. I've been getting a lot of use out of that one. So I added that to my loves list, just like the blush line as a whole, because I do enjoy it so much. There's just nothing like a good cream blush. And I never thought I would say that, but you know, sometimes when I'm wearing cream blush a lot and then I go back to powder blush, it just doesn't look as good on the skin. So I'm all about cream blush these days. So I might end up grabbing another one of those shades. I was kind of looking at Terracotta, which is more of a bronzer shade, but I do have a good amount of cream bronzer. So I was also looking at the shade Raspberry Beret, which is so stunning. It's a little bit deeper than I would typically go, but I think that formula is really nice because you can sheer it out, you can build it up. So that's kind of on my loves list right now too. There are two Fenty lip products that I'm thinking about. The first one is one that I really never thought I would add to my loves list, and it is a clear lip balm. You guys, I just filmed a video not that long ago sharing products at Sephora that I just don't buy, and I mentioned clear lip gloss, but right after I filmed that video, this product came out, and it's from Fenty, and it just sounds so good, and I'm really tempted to pick it up. It's the Gloss Bomb Ice, and the reason why is because it looks really glossy, super shiny. I love Fenty lip glosses, but this one gives your lips like a cooling, plumping feel, and I definitely prefer that to like the warm, plumping feel that the Fenty Gloss Bomb Heats give. Most of me feels like I should wait and see if they end up launching additional shades in this line. I feel like they will have to because their lip glosses are such a hit, and generally they launch like one shade at a time. They add to their shade ranges with their lip products very, very slowly. So I feel like eventually we'll end up seeing additional shades in the Gloss Bomb Ice line. So I think I should wait, but that clear lip gloss is really calling my name. I've also wanted this product for a while, and it's been out of stock on Sephora's website and Ulta's website for such a long time. I check every time I place an order. It is their Poutsicle Hydrating Lip Stain in the shade Berry Banger. The other shades have been in stock for a little while, and I almost purchased another shade when I was placing an Ulta order a few months ago, and it was a shade that I didn't want as much. So I took it out of my cart because I was like, I'd rather wait for the shade I actually want. And it's funny because when Fenty first launched this product, I wasn't interested in trying it really at all because I'm not generally a big lip stain fan. But over the last few months, I've tried a couple of lip stains I own, especially the e.l.f. lip stains. What are they called? They're kind of a newer launch, like they're glossy lip stains, and I love the formula. I feel like there is a time and place for a good lip stain. So if that one is in stock, I might end up grabbing it during the sale. Now that's a lot of lip products that I talked about in today's video. I did originally have the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Set, like their holiday release, on my list, but I ended up buying that one when I placed an Ulta order because I was kind of nervous that it would just completely sell out. I probably should have waited until the sale rolled around, but it was a product I knew that I wanted, like full price. Whether it was full price or discounted, it was something I knew I would get a ton of use out of, and I've already been wearing that, so I feel like I'm glad I bought that one, but that was originally on my loves list too. Another holiday set I was thinking about trying is this one from Rare Beauty. It's the Perfect Strokes Eye Essentials Duo. So this just comes with a mascara and a liner. So I feel like it's not necessarily as fun. Like I get so excited about cheek products and lip products, not as excited about eyeliners and mascaras, but I feel like it's something kind of practical that I would get a lot of use out of. It's $28, but the value is $39, and you get their mascara, which I love. I think the Perfect Strokes mascara is so good, and then you also get their liquid liner, which I haven't tried, but I feel like I'll always use like a good black liquid liner in my collection. So that's on my loves list currently. Last thing is this set from Kosas. I'm just pulling it up on Sephora's website. I think this is a holiday set. It's their Mini Wet Set Undressed Volume 2 Plumping Gloss set. And it comes with 3 different lip glosses. So I think they did a set like this last year, but it did have shades that I just knew I wouldn't get a ton of use out of. These are shades I know I'll wear all the time. I haven't tried this formula before, but as we can see in this video, I have a little bit of a lip gloss obsession and I want to try all of them. So I am tempted to pick this one up. It's $25 for 3 minis. Have you guys tried the Kosas lip gloss formula? I honestly don't know anything about it. How do they describe it? They say that it is Your Lips But Better, like the actual color. You get luminosity, the most cushiony, pillowy feel ever. That is what pulls me in. These lip gloss descriptions, like I can read them and I'm like, I need to try it. I have to have it. So I need to narrow it down because obviously, like I said, I'm not planning on buying my entire list, not even half the list. So I need to see which ones I really want and which ones I can skip over. Okay, that is everything I wanted to share with you guys in today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below which products are on your wish list, what you're planning on picking up. I know a lot of people use the sale as an opportunity to repurchase their favorites, especially skincare. I don't think I actually talked about any skincare in today's video. I wouldn't say there are a lot of new skincare products on my wish list right now, but I might end up repurchasing a few of my go-to staples if I'm running low. In fact, I'm sure I'm running low on a few of them. I need to take a look at that and add those to my loves list as well. But thank you so much for watching and thanks for being here. I'll definitely be back soon with some recommendations videos. And then of course, eventually I'll show you what I actually end up picking up. But I'll see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye.